Do you ever find yourself staring at your yarn stash trying to pick the right shades? Whether you're starting a brand new project or just trying to find that one color to complete your next design, it can get a bit overwhelming. Sometimes there are simply too many options and you just want something that makes the whole process easier. Hey gang, Jane here. Today I've got a little tips and technique video for you all about making color play smoother and a whole lot more fun. You know how much I love experimenting with color, and over the years I've come up with a handful of ways to keep my yarn organized so I can explore palettes without the fuss or the yarn mess in my studio. You've seen my yarn binder and my Easy Breezy Swatch squares, both of which I use all the time. But today we're going to dig into another tool I've started using more, and I find myself reaching in for it constantly. My yarn sticks. Some people call them yarn pegs, but since I make mine with simple craft or popsicle sticks, that's the name I stick with. Yarn sticks. They're tiny, lightweight, and perfect when I just want to grab a handful and get a quick sense of where a palette might be going. 9 times out of 10, they're the first thing I reach for because they're so easy to sort through in a small space. My swatch squares still give me the best sense of texture and how colors behave in actual stitches, and my binders, they give me all the details. But these sticks give me quick color names and brand info at a glance. Usually I keep them sorted by shade in little Ziploc bags in a tray, but other times I just go crazy with them. I dump them all over my desk, or I dump them all into the tray, and I just see what works together. And some of my favorite palettes have happened just because 2 sticks landed beside each other by accident. Today I'm going to show you exactly how I make these. It's a quick and simple process, and it makes choosing colors feel relaxed and playful instead of overwhelming. It takes me right back to the shade cards we used to get when I had my yarn shop, except these little sticks are even better because they're all separate, so I can move them around as much as I like, kind of like puzzle pieces. Honestly, these are so much more portable than taking an entire yarn wall with you. So it's a really good record too of every color that you've used over the years. And yeah, maybe some of them aren't available anymore, but it still gives you an idea how to play with the shades. And I take them with me when I go shopping because they're easy to match with yarns that are on the shelf. Then I'm not carting balls of yarn or strands of yarn that I lose. These are great. You put them in a little Ziploc bag and they go shopping with you. I have the swatch so I can see what it looks like in textures, and I have my stick for easy and quick when I want to compare it with other colors or just grab them on the go and play around with my colors. See, they really give you the same look, but with this one I get solid color is what I'm looking for. So I have a bag of these craft sticks. They're about 4.5 inches long, quite narrow. They're just the things used for popsicles or crafting. They're so inexpensive at the dollar store. So easy to get a bag of 100 of them for almost nothing. So let's get working on one of these. First, I'm going to grab one of my sticks and a pair of scissors and then the yarn that I want to use for this particular stick. Grab the end of your yarn and let's get wrapping our stick. So these work up really quickly. So I take the end and I stretch it across. I don't really stretch, I just hold it across the stick. And then I go another length. So it's 2 lengths of the stick because I want this end out here and I want to be able to tie a knot. You could even go further than that. You want enough out at this end here that you want to be able to tie a knot. And then I start winding from the opposite end of the stick that the end of the yarn is at. So you go back to this end of the stick here, and we're going to start winding our yarn. So I hold it in place with my finger, and I just start winding. So you're winding over top of it. And I usually have it lined up across the top of the stick, like the narrow edge, so it doesn't create a bump across the middle. And I just start winding it beside each other. So I leave a little end here just so it isn't going to slip off the stick. But once you start winding it, you can wind it really tight. That will stop it from slipping. See how the strands are right beside each other? I know that some people also like to wind it all the way up and all the way back. I just do one. I'm just trying to get the gist of the color, and that is all that I'm looking for. Make sure that you're holding it with this finger so that nothing lets go. You want to just keep winding it so it stays in place. And just work your way up the stick, and I'll just fast forward this. I never let go of this yarn so that it doesn't go anywhere, but once it's wound in, it's kind of staying there, right? So I go till I have about an inch or an inch and a half here. Let's grab our ruler and see what we have here. Oh, I just have about 1.25 inches there. Depends on the length of the name of the color and the length of the name of the brand, because you want room to write it there. But I still want to get about the same amount of color here, so I get a really good vision of what the color looks like. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to cut about 6 inches so that I have some to tie with. So now I want to tie this end. So once I've cut it, I will just hold it in place and give it a knot. I just tie it with a knot. That's all that I do. And then I'll do a second knot just to be secure. I don't want it to come out on me. As I toss it around, it is going to take a little bit of a beating. So there we are with our knot, and I try to make it on one side of the stick. This is where I'm going to put the brand name so that the color name is nice and smooth. So once I've tied my knot, I'm going to clip that off. Now leave a little bit of ends there because again, they're going to fray. So let's pull one I've already done. So see how this one, it has kind of the ends. Now this one, the ends didn't end up on the back, but that's okay. But see how they kind of fray? And once they fray, they're fine, but you don't want to cut them so short that the knot comes undone. So I have lots of yarn here, but I just cut them, you know, a little piece like that. And that's it. I have the stick. So now we need to label the stick. So bring in your marker. And what I usually do is I put them in the same directions. I want them to be able to lie beside each other. Let's bring in a few more here. I can look at all the color names from the side without the knot and know what I'm looking at. And then the color brand is on the back where the knot is. So not a big deal. The color brand is just to help me. Oh yeah, right. That's that color brand. Some of them have the same color name, right? Different brands, but color names are the same, even though the colors can be completely different. So what I want to do here is put the color name, and on the back, I'm going to put the brand name. So my color name for this one is Iced Aqua. I have these microns because I used to do a lot of drawing, but what you want is a fine tip marker, I believe, because you're working on wood. So you want something that's easy to write on wood, but will also stay in place. So I found ballpoint pens were kind of annoying, and you don't want something that's going to smudge because you just want it to be fine and easy to read and easy to write on. So here we're going to put Iced Aqua. And on the other side, on this side, I'm going to put the brand name. And this one is Red Heart with Love. So hold that knot back and write the brand name. And that gives me everything right in one stick. Now I have my yarn binders if I want more information on the Red Heart with Love. But what this does for me is now gives me a bunch of sticks with all the color names that I can use really quickly. I can throw them out on the desk and they're so quick and easy to make up. And it's so great to see the colors next to each other to give you a quick idea of what you're looking for. You'll notice how often different brands use the same color name. There are some names that are very common, such as sage and burgundy, for example, like these. But the colors are not necessarily the same, or sometimes they're not even close. When you've got everything wrapped on the sticks, you can compare them up close and instantly see the difference. On the back, I jot down the brand, so I never mix them up when I'm out shopping or planning another project. It saves so much second guessing, and it makes it easier to reach for exactly the shade that I have in mind. You'll also start to notice the little details you might miss, the twist of the yarn, the softness, or the slight sheen some colors have. Seeing those traits side by side gives you yet another perspective on how each yarn behaves and how they may or may not play together in a design. The top one here is Spa, and it's Soft Classic by Loops and Threads, and it has a little more sheen than the lower one, which is Pastel Green, Pound of Love by Lion Brand. It has less sheen and is ever so slightly less lofty. Although both worsted weight acrylic yarns, there is a subtle difference to their appearance other than their color, so they will also behave a little bit different. These sticks give you a simple way to understand your yarn on a deeper level, and it really helps when you're pulling together a palette for your next square or your blanket or any creative experiment you're doing. Thanks so much for hanging out and playing with yarn with me today. I hope making these little yarn sticks turns into a fun, relaxing craft for you, and that it helps you get to know your yarn stash in a whole new way. I'd love to hear how your own yarn stick collection is helping you on your color journey, so pop it into the comments and let me know what you're discovering. And if you're looking to dive even deeper into color play, you can join me over on Patreon. That's where I share my swatches, color notes, experiments, and all the behind the scene bits that don't make it into the regular videos. We chat, explore color together, and you get a closer look at how I plan and test my palettes. It's a really fun and welcoming space, and I'd be thrilled to have you there. Take care and enjoy the process. I'll see you in the next tutorial.